In the high-octane world of MotoGP, where talent is often nurtured under the watchful eyes of seasoned managers and within the stable confines of established teams, Maverick Viñales emerges as a unique force. Unlike his Spanish counterparts like Marquez, Pedrosa, and Lorenzo, whose journeys were shaped by the steady hands of mentors, Viñales, through his undeniable natural talent, has carved his path with a fiercely independent spirit. His story is not just about speed and skill on the track, it's a narrative of bold choices and self-guidance. From the moment he burst onto the GP paddock, Viñales has been a restless soul, unafraid to swap teams. This trait, perhaps, stems from his early years where he learned to thrive without the safety net of familiar faces. Viñales embodies a different breed of rider, one who finds strength in versatility and adaptability, never tethered to the comfort. His journey, marked by audacious moves and remarkable triumphs, speaks volumes about the unwavering spirit of a true racing maverick. Take for instance, his 2012 season with the Bluesons of Incha team, where he clinched a remarkable third place in the championship, only to switch to the Team Calvo squad the following year and won the Moto3 World Championship title. And just recently at the 2024 America's GP, Maverick made history by crossing the finish line first, becoming the first rider ever to win with 3 different MotoGP manufacturers, Suzuki, Yamaha and now Aprilia, a record that legends like Valentino Rossi and Lorenzo fell short. It's this spirit of independence that sets Viñales apart, making his story a captivating saga of courage, ambition, and relentless pursuit of excellence. This is the exceptional career journey of Batmav. Coming from a humble background, Maverick Viñales Ruiz was born on January 12, 1995 in Figueras, a small coastal city in northeastern Spain. He was named Maverick at birth because his father was a fan of the Top Gun movie. Standing 1.71 meters and weighing 64 kilograms, he is a husband and a father of 2 daughters. He has a cousin, Isaac Viñales, who was a Moto2 World Championships and is currently competing in WSBK for Kawasaki. He had another cousin, Dean Viñales, who died aged 15 on September 25, 2021 in a Supersport 300 race at Jerez after being involved in a collision. Maverick began racing in mini motos before moving on to motocross. In 2002, his passion for speed brought him to circuit racing, where he competed in Catalonian 50cc championship. The young Maverick was small in size, which often forced him to start at the back of the grid even after qualifying on pole, because somebody needed to secure his bike as he was unable to touch the ground. His natural talent prevailed regardless, and he followed it up with several successful seasons in the 70cc Metrikit bikes. It was during this time he first competed with Marc Marquez, another Spanish talent who went ahead to dominate the sport. Cito Pons, the 2-time 250cc world champion and one of the people responsible for making Spanish motorcycle racing what it is today, speaking to Cycle World, explains how he met Maverick Viñales.
I saw 2 kids racing wildly with each other. They were young, very young. They really impressed me, so after the race I went to meet these 2 kids. One happened to be Marc Marquez, the other one was Maverick Viñales. Maverick was crying disconsolately because he was beaten by Marquez, so I told him not to worry, that he had just lost that race because his rival had a bigger bike than him. He's very talented. He has a natural feeling to go fast, it flows out easy for him.
When we asked Viñales whether he remembered this episode, he said,
"Yes, I've raced against Marc since childhood. We met almost every weekend, but being a year older than me, I always kind of kept arriving late. He was always a step ahead. This made him jump into the 125cc class and race the Spanish Championship and join the Grand Prix Series before I did."
When asked if it was difficult watching a rider he'd occasionally beaten go on to win the Moto2 and then MotoGP Championship, Maverick replies matter-of-factly,
"No, because I was also winning in 125cc GP, and it didn't affect me that much. Things change. Marc actually was age-wise always a notch above. I thought that if he was doing all that, I could do it too."
Maverick's career has been fairly spectacular.
In 2007, at the age of 12, he became the Catalonian 125cc series champion and repeated it the following 2008 season. In 2009, he finished runner-up in the Spanish CEV Buckler National 125 GP Championship by just 4 points and was the obvious Rookie of the Year. The following year, 2010, Viñales took both the CEV Buckler 125 GP and European 125 GP Championships. He then entered the 125cc Grand Prix World Championship in 2011, and he became the third youngest rider to win a Grand Prix with his victory in Le Mans.
They come side by side across the line, and he's done it! Maverick Viñales, 16 years of age, has won the French Grand Prix in just his 4th start.
3 more victories that season allowed him to finish third in the championship in his rookie season. Maverick was one of the favorites for the inaugural Moto3 World Championship, but although he won 5 races in 2012, he finished third overall after a disagreement with his team at Malaysia caused the emotional Spaniard to leave before the race. He returned the following year to enter the final race at Valencia in a winner-take-all finale with fellow Spaniards Alex Rins and Luis Salom. Maverick emerged victorious to become the 2013 Moto3 World Champion. But there are also plenty of stories of Viñales' emotional side. More than one innocent helmet has paid the price after a frustrating race result. When talking about this subject, Maverick is blunt and forthright in his opinion.
It depends on the situation. I admit that sometimes I have a short fuse, but I know that I don't have to behave like an a-hole in the box because in the end this attitude stops you from moving forward. But, hey, yes, on occasion it happened. At the end we're all professionals, and I understand that if you go to another team, they're going to try to give you the best package while being as professional as possible. Obviously it's good to take your mechanics with you, but you cannot carry the whole team every time you move. And quite frankly, there are times you have to think that there are some teams that can be really good in one category or with a certain bike and not that much in a different situation. These changes also involve new crew technicians every year, which means developing a whole new understanding between everyone on how to make the bike and rider as competitive as possible. It's a marriage that always takes time to figure out, some more than others. We're all professionals, and when we have a problem we have to fix it.
As a Moto2 rookie in 2014, Maverick was again Rookie of the Year, won 4 races and finished third in championship, moving up to MotoGP the year after with Team Suzuki Exter.
Team Suzuki Exter.
In 2015, Suzuki re-entered MotoGP with Maverick Viñales and Alex Espargaro as the factory team riders on board the GSX-RR machine. According to Davide Brivio, 2015 Suzuki MotoGP team manager, Brivio speaking to Cycle World magazine admits the original plan was to sign Maverick for the future, not next year.
At the beginning we were thinking about him as one of our riders for 2016 or 2017, our strategy was to approach him with the future in mind.
But during the first meeting with the rider from the northern coastal Catalonian town of Roses, Maverick basically told Brivio, "Why wait? I can do it in 2015.
Straight from the first moments when he arrived in Moto2 he was quite fast, but what impressed me most was his victory on a new bike for him in the second race in Austin. A rookie winning so quickly is not normal. He awoke my curiosity, and I started to follow him closer. He won in his first year in 125cc Grand Prix. He quickly won 4 races, and in the following years, every season he has won 4 or 5 races a year. This shows, among other things, that he is a rider who adapts quickly to new categories, to new bikes. You don't have to be an expert to see that he is very talented when it comes to riding a racing bike.
Viñales finished the season in 12th place in his MotoGP debut season, winning again the Rookie of the Year award, thus completing his Rookies Award collection in all MotoGP classes. His first MotoGP win came in at the British GP in 2016, which was also Suzuki's first race win since 2007. He finished the season strong with 2 more third places, in Japan and on Phillip Island, to secure 4th place in the championship. His talent was undeniable and didn't go unnoticed by Yamaha, who signed Viñales for the 2017 and 2018 season. At this point in his career, Viñales was a hot prospect and often referred to as the next one in the world of motorcycle racing. Speaking to the Cycle World magazine, Viñales was asked to describe himself as a person and what kind of a rider he considers himself to be.
Here, I don't show all of me. I may look serious, but I like to have fun and make jokes. Let's say that on race weekends I behave professionally. But I'm very much a house guy. I like to be with my people, and it's hard for me to open up to others, so I would say that I'm a very loyal person with my people, but at the same time funny, always joking. As a rider, I like fast corners and sections with linked curves. I suffer in slow corners. I enjoy faster tracks like Phillip Island or Silverstone. I like to learn the setup of my bike because it can help me understand the sensations I feel on the bike. I like to understand what goes on, and I have to say I'm improving a lot.
In 2017, Maverick moved to movie star Yamaha MotoGP to partner none other than Italian legend Valentino Rossi. Maverick was a strong candidate for the championship with his Spanish childhood rival Marquez as the main opponent. During 2017 preseason, Marquez, speaking to Motorcycle magazine, said, "For sure Maverick will be my biggest rival this year, one of my toughest opponents. I am 2 years older than Maverick, so when we raced as kids I was like a wildcard rider in his Metricate series. We had a battle and more or less we were at the same level. I think he won. But they were very different times. After the races all the kids played together. Maverick has a good mentality because he is quiet. But on the racetrack he's very aggressive and always pushing. On the Suzuki he was already very fast, and now he's with Yamaha he's even faster."
After dominating preseason testing, Maverick hit the ground running, winning his debut race on a Yamaha in Qatar in an iconic race of dry-wet conditions. He followed it up with another win in Argentina and later a third win in the French GP after an intense battle with teammate Rossi.
Maverick Viñales takes over the lead in the World Championship.
But the movie star Yamaha team struggles with low grip, then saw a more difficult latter half of the season. Viñales came third overall, with his rival Marquez claiming his fourth MotoGP title. Maverick's struggles continued into 2018.
However, it was the Spaniard who brought Yamaha's longest losing streak to an end as he won in Australia. It was during this time Maverick decided to change his racing number from 25 to 12, which is his birthday and also the number he had used in the early years of his career. According to Viñales, the reason behind switching to the number 12 was because of his desire to change everything after his 2 worst years in the World Championship.
2019 started slowly for Maverick, picking up just the solitary podium in the first 7 races. However, victory at Assen then put the wheels in motion for a fantastic latter half of the season. 5 podiums, including a win in Malaysia, saw Maverick claim P3 in the championship. 2020 brought hopes of a title attack for Maverick, and he was in contention from the very beginning thanks to successive second places in the Jerez double, while victory at the Emilia-Romagna GP bolstered his hopes. However, inconsistent form and an inability to follow up on promising qualifying sessions saw the Spaniard slip out of the title race and finish 6th in the championship. 2021, his 5th year at Yamaha, started in remarkable fashion with victory at the opening round. Results in the following races were disappointing, while teammate Fabio Quartararo performed strongly to become a title favorite, culminating in the German Grand Prix where Viñales recorded his worst MotoGP weekend, qualifying 21st on the grid and finishing last of all classified riders. His fortunes looked to be improving at the subsequent Dutch TT, where he qualified on pole, but ultimately finished 2nd behind teammate Quartararo to score just his 2nd podium finish of the season. 24 hours on from a podium in Assen, it was announced he'd leave Yamaha at the end of the season, 1 year earlier than planned. But he didn't even make it to Valencia. After over-revving his engine in Austria, Yamaha sacked the Spaniard with immediate effect. Viñales said it was a sad situation triggered by frustration.
I want to apologize to Yamaha because at the end everything was about frustration, also a lot of nerves. I rode the bike in a different way in the last laps. It was a big explosion of emotion. I have a warrior soul. I want to be there on the track, fighting every lap. It wasn't like that, but anyway, it is a decision that I respect from Yamaha.
Rumors began to grow that he'd signed for Aprilia and, before long, that deal was announced and he was testing the RSGP in Misano. The Nawali factory handed him the final 5 rounds of the year to adapt to the new machine and prepare for a hugely important 2022 campaign. Viñales took the place of regular team rider Lorenzo Savadori, who was injured in August and will continue to act as the team's test rider. A challenging first half to the season had many questioning if the Aprilia switch would be a success before 3 podiums in the space of 4 rounds. Assen, Silverstone, and Misano changed the narrative entirely. With a new 2-year deal in his back pocket, Top Gun had his sights set on a first Aprilia win in 2023. In the opening round of the 2023 season, Maverick scored his and Aprilia's first podium of the season at the Portuguese Grand Prix. His next podium was in Barcelona, where he finished behind teammate Aleix Espargaro in the first ever 1-2 finish for the factory Aprilia team in MotoGP. In the last race of the season at Valencia, Maverick scored his first Aprilia pole position. He ended the season in 7th, only 2 points adrift of his teammate.
Viñales clear. Maverick Viñales comes out of the final corner, and the Top Gun is back on top in MotoGP.
In the 2024 season, Maverick claimed his first sprint victory at the Portuguese GP.
He was not at 100% in his physical situation, so we thank him so much, because he put everything on the bike.
But the short-lived celebrations were cut short by a heartbreak on Sunday's main event as Maverick crashed out in the last lap from second position due to a mechanical failure. The following Grand Prix of the Americas was Maverick's redemption. Earning pole position by 0.3 seconds was a statement. Leading from lights out to checkered flag in the sprint and winning by 2.2 seconds was an even bigger gauntlet thrown down ahead of Sunday's main event. 2 sprint victories in the first 3 races were excellent, but it's the 25-point haul that riders and teams thirst for. And it's not that Viñales backed up his weekend dominance with the most important weekend accolade on Sunday afternoon. It's how his historic win was clinched that left millions wide-eyed.
Lights out, and we are racing in MotoGP here in Austin.
Going from being P11 on lap 1 to the win doesn't happen often, but Maverick made passing multiple world champions look like a walk in the park. 0 panic, 0 mistakes. In the end, it was a comfortable, commanding victory that handed the 29-year-old the coveted honor of winning with 3 different manufacturers: Suzuki, Yamaha and Aprilia.
Magnificent magic Maverick Viñales, he completes the treble in Texas. Pole, sprint win, and his first Grand Prix victory for the factory Aprilia team in an unforgettable race. A supersonic performance by Maverick Viñales. He was 11th at one stage on the opening lap, one of the best recovery rides you will ever see. First to win with 3 different manufacturers in the MotoGP era. Congratulations Maverick Viñales, congratulations the factory Aprilia team. Pecco Bagnaia limps home.
I have no words. It has been very hard up to this point, we have suffered a lot. My family knows it well. All the effort I have put into this has been rewarded in the end, so I am very happy. Of course, I really want to hug my wife and my girls, who suffered with me. In Austria I didn't know whether to stop, not run anymore, and now I'm at the top of everything. It only teaches me one thing: you don't have to give up, trust in yourself and keep growing.
Reiterating the point about experiencing such a low in 2021.
This has been a historic feat, and I want to thank every person who has given me their strength, because there have been moments when I have wanted to throw in the towel, but I have always had enough support to continue believing and continue getting up every morning to give it my all. There is a lot of sacrifice, many long nights of thoughts, and for this it is worth giving everything and risking everything.
Maverick Viñales' journey is a testament to resilience and determination. While others may seek comfort in familiarity, he finds strength in adaptability, never afraid to chart his own course. This fearless spirit has propelled him to greatness, making history in his own unique way. As he continues to chase victory on the track, Maverick remains a shining example of what it means to dare, to dream, and to defy the odds. May his passion for racing and unwavering determination carry him to ever greater heights. Can Maverick finally win his first MotoGP championship with the promising Aprilia? Thank you for joining us on the inspiring journey of Maverick Viñales. It's a story I enjoyed researching and putting together. To help me tell more incredible stories from the world of motorcycle racing, kindly like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Until next time, keep the spirit of racing alive.